Alright, y'all, here's another video on Rhino over here. And having a little issue with Rhino. The other day I was on my way to work. About wake up at 4:30. By this time it was like 5:30 in the morning. It takes me about an hour to get to work. Had to be there at 6. And this truck, old Rhino, decided to tap out on me for a little bit. And well, what I had, it almost seemed like it ran out of diesel. That's the symptoms that it gave me. Started kind of sputtering, loss of power. It was still on, didn't cut off, and I was just rolling, and I try to floor it, try to give it some gas, and it wasn't going any faster. I was just slowing down, and I was really coasting for a little bit, and finally the truck just turned all the way off on me. I tried everything. Yes. One thing about these trucks, these OBS Fords, with the 7.3, you kind of have to keep a CP as a cam position sensor, an extra one in the glove compartment, because that's one of the things that they're kind of known for. Is every once in a while they'll just say, blow the whistle, say, hey, I give up, let me out of here, and you just got to replace it. Well, I just so happened to have an extra one, and I replaced it, and nothing happened. So I actually have two extra ones, and nothing happened. But it almost seemed like it was starting for fuel, and I was going through a list of things, that I go through, diagnosing the truck for the problem. And it's fuel related. I know that. So everything fuel related with this truck, you're talking about injectors, you're talking about fuel pump, sending unit, you're talking about the lines. No, I don't have any leaks. You're talking about, the IPR. The IPR plays part because that's what circulates the oil around your injectors, and gets your injectors to blow that diesel in the cylinders. So as far as the starting for fuel, I'm still trying to figure this one out. I bought, actually at Advance, they had it for sale for $205, but I'm smart. I do the email thing where I get 25% discount. Then I save my little Advance coupons because I'm a Speed Perks member. So I wound up paying like $154 and change for a brand spanking new IPR valve, and I just installed it, and I'll show you right now. Well, actually, I went a little overboard on it, because what I did is I took out the fuel bowl, took out, with this truck, it has it has an intercooler on it, from 2001, I believe, and so I took off the spider, took off some of the boots, and around the turbo, and I even went as far as to make my job easier, I guess, and to help y'all out, to show y'all also. I took out the fuel bowl, and I emptied it out, and just to let y'all see what the truck looks like. It's pretty dirty on the inside because two reasons. One, I let the fuel out of the fuel bowl. I released the fuel, and of course it's all in the valley, and whenever you take off your pressure regulator, you are going to have some oil that's coming out also. And it's called a tin man nut. You're going to have to take the tin man nut off. It'll take 19 millimeter, and can't find it now. It'll take a 19 millimeter. Then you'll take off the spacer, you take off the solenoid, or the relay, whatever you want to call it. you have a 29 millimeter deep socket to take the rest of the IPR off, and the valve itself off. And let me show you what it looks like right now. Oh yeah, when I took out the IPR, yeah, oil came out, so my valley's a little nasty right now. Alright, here goes see, the fuel bowl sits right here. These two bolts hold the fuel bowl down. Of course, this is from the pump itself going to the fuel bowl. You can see how dirty my my valley is. It's pretty nasty. I'll get something. Well, you can see right here. Sorry. Right here, this thing right here. You can see the new IPR valve sitting in there. This thing right here. This nut is actually called a Tinnerman nut, but they call it Tinman nut. Same thing. So it's the Tinman nut. This dull gray part is it's only a spacer. It's nothing much. When you take the Tinman nut off, this spacer, you take it off too. The solenoid itself, you take it off, and you'll just have a long shaft. And at the end of the shaft is going to be a valve. And let's see. Can't really see it too good right now. Back there is going to be only deep set socket I found was off of impact, and it fit perfect. 29 millimeter. You can see it right here. 29 millimeter. It says axle nut on it. But it worked. That's the only one I was able to find. All the other ones were too short. So here goes all the. You have to be careful, because if you torque this too much, you're gonna break it. And it's also, you torque that 29 millimeter valve nut too much, you'll strip it. So you have to be careful. And well, now I gotta clean, and I gotta wipe her down with some toilet paper. Yep, because I don't have any rags right now. Plus, toilet paper wipes pretty good by experience. All right, here it is. I gotta prime the truck. Throw in some diesel, no fuel bowl. Here it is. So all I gotta do is just put some diesel in the fuel bowl. I'll just fill it about halfway. Come on, there you go. Make sure you make a pretty good mess whenever you do this. Look. Fill it about halfway, a little bit more than halfway, maybe 75%. To make sure you make a big mess. But you just want to make sure that it's all the way full. And yeah, it's already night. Been fooling with this on and off. So my mom's here to visit, and I cycling it twice because it hasn't been turned on in a couple days, and it's pretty good in Houston. So see if it fires up. And of course, the batteries are dying. So we'll go ahead and charge up the batteries for a little bit, and we'll get back to this. Well, there she goes. Rhino's running. Took me a few, but yeah, sounded good again. I'll show you the bad IPR here in a second. Tear it apart for y'all. We just turned the truck off. Alright, y'all. Here's the part. The IPR valve that was giving me all these problems. That was causing the no start and shut me down on the middle of the freeway. I was able to coast all the way to CVS in the parking lot and couldn't crank it. Left the truck there. Man, that hurt. But had to leave the truck there. Getting some other parts. I thought it was a fuel filter. It wasn't the fuel filter because it kind of seemed like it ran out of diesel. But here it is, the IPR. I'm just going to show you how to tear it down. I forgot what size socket this takes, but this is the tin nut that I was talking about earlier. This comes off. Then you have a spacer. You got the spacer right here. This just slides off. This was pretty dirty. Then you have the solenoid itself. This actually slides off of the valve. And this is the side, of course, that goes in. You got your rings, your rubber O-rings. These actually, you could rebuild these. But I mean, this is what cost me. It cost me $154 and change, but usually it costs about $215 from Advance, and that's exactly where I got it from. But after coupons and discounts and whatnot that I stacked by buying it online, I was able to save money and buy the right part for the truck. So here you go. What may seem like you're having a fuel issue could also be this. You got to understand that these injectors run off of oil pressure. So this is what's shutting down a lot. What this does is basically plunges the oil and helps to build the pressure. Of course, injection pressure regulator is what it's called. So there's just short breakdown on this part, and we'll see you in the next video.